Hey, I'm Deanna. Welcome to my studio. I'm really excited to teach you one of my favorite paint techniques using paint, water, and 99% alcohol. I've already gone ahead and applied 2 coats of white primer to my dresser. I go over these steps in detail in part 1 of this 2-part series. If you missed that video, you'll find the link in the description box down below. The creative paint technique I'm about to demonstrate does not have to be done on a white surface. I chose white because I wanted a high contrast to the dark and mid-tone blues that I'm going to be painting with. If you're unsure what colors will work, or if you have questions about your color combinations, feel free to leave those in the comments below for me to answer. Okay, let's get started. I've got Fusion Mineral Paint here in 3 different colors: Liberty Blue, Azure, and Champness. I contacted Fusion to see if they'd be interested in donating some products for me to use in my videos, and lucky for me they were. So thanks so much to Fusion for these products here. If you're interested in Fusion Mineral Paint, I'll leave some information in the description below so you can check that out there. Now, what I'm about to show you is not a typical application for these products, but I love experimenting and trying new things, so here we go. Scoop some of each color into its own tray and add about an equal part of water to the paint. Stir to mix the water and paint together. This technique works best when the surface you're working on is lying flat, so I'm just going to put these knobs back in place and then flip the dresser on its back side to get started. My plan for this piece is to start with the darkest color, moving to the mid-tone green color up to the lightest blue, and leave a little bit of white at the top. You don't necessarily have to do this. You could put your colors down in any order. You can use whatever color combinations you like, but that's just my plan for this piece. I'll start off by taking my round brush, dip my brush into the watery paint, and just start to paint some onto the surface. Don't worry about this getting perfect or even. The shape's going to change quite a bit as we work through this process. But I do want it fairly watery to help eliminate brush strokes, and this will make a whole lot more sense once I get going. As I mentioned before, this technique works best on a flat surface, so I'm just going to focus on the drawer fronts for now, and then after this is dry, I'll flip and worry about the sides. I've just screwed the knobs in loosely so I can get the paint underneath. I am planning on keeping these knobs, but just in case I decide to change them out later, I want the paint finish to go all the way underneath the knob as well. I'll give my brush a quick rinse in some water, and then I'm going to move on to the next color. I'll start a little bit higher up and then work this color back into the first color. Rinse my brush again and move on to the final color. I do want to leave a little bit of white at the very top, so I'm just going to take the paint about up to this level of the knobs. And then again, pull it back into the previous color and blend them a little bit. Just watch for any drips over the edge. You want to wipe that up while they're still wet. We are going to be painting the sides, but it's easier if you catch them while they're wet. Now that I've got my 3 main colors down, I'm just going to use some water in a spray bottle and mist the whole surface to make sure it stays damp. And where the colors meet, you can just add a little extra water to promote blending between the layers. And along this top edge here, where I want it to feel maybe a little bit more organic and fluid, I'm just going to add a little extra water. Again, don't worry too much about these shapes. It's going to change quite a bit here as we keep working. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of this light color and just sort of drizzle it along this top edge to help break up any hard brush strokes that might be there. The next step is to use the 99% alcohol, and I've just put it in a little spray bottle here, and just spray little drops of the alcohol onto the surface, and it's going to cause the paint to disperse. So you can see here as you drop it, it spreads and it creates a void. Now if there's too much water, it'll just all come back in and cover. So you might just have to let it dry up a little bit. You can see here again. Now you want to be mindful that you don't do too much alcohol because that can cause the paint to lift and get goopy. Another thing that would work is putting it in a small eyedropper and just dropping little droplets along the surface. You can do as much or as little of this as you like, and you can come back in and add little bits of paint here and there if you've missed a spot or if you want to further blend the colors. This is going to take a little while to dry. You want all of the water to evaporate out before you flip it over to do the sides. You can stay and watch it a little bit and you'll find that the shapes will start to move. You can even take your alcohol in a couple of minutes and just add in a few more spots, creating different shapes. If you find that you have an area that's really saturated with water, just take a paper towel sheet and gently touch it into the puddle to absorb some of that moisture, being careful not to disrupt what's happening there. You don't want to wipe the surface. I usually just leave it at this point, walk away, and then come back. So I'll see you back here once this is dry, and then I'll flip over and we'll keep going on the sides. I'm almost finished painting. I just have one more small section to do. Right here where the color comes right to the edge, I'm going to bring it over onto the top and just do a little bit in this back corner here. So while I'm doing that, I'll give you a recap on the steps and give you a few more tips. Brush some of your watered down paint onto the surface. Again, I'm working with Fusion mineral paint and I've pre-mixed this about half and half paint to water. Remember to keep your brush strokes irregular and don't worry too much about the shape because that's going to change over time. If you're using multiple colors, give your brush a quick rinse in between the colors and then go ahead and apply your second color. I'm just going to keep the color to this back corner, so I'm just going to do a little bit of each of my three colors. And I'll add in just a little bit of this dark blue. Once you've got your colors painted on the surface, take a spray bottle with tap water and just mist the colors, especially on the lines where the two colors meet. And that's going to help the colors to mix and blend right on the surface. Keep in mind that the more water you add, the longer this will take to dry. Each of these sides drying time varied, but some of them took 4, 6, even the longest one I had to let sit overnight because I really saturated and created some big puddles. As you can see here, you want a nice level surface. If it's on an angle, it's going to drip, it's going to run. You can't really use a hairdryer or a fan to speed it up either because that's going to blow everything around. At this point, we're just going to let it sit here a little bit, set up, and then I'll move on to the next step. It's been sitting for about a minute now, and you can already see that the colors are starting to pool and to spread, to move about. And what's interesting is the concentrated pigment seems to float to the surface and move with the water. And so here we can see this kind of gray color gets left behind. The bright blue pigment is coming up to the surface. Same over here with the green. The softer green is in the background, and those really vivid dark green pigments are coming up with the water. So as that sits in puddles, we're going to get some darker shades and shapes in here. And to start to move those shapes around and create that tie-dyed effect, I've got the 99% alcohol in the spray bottle and just spray it on in a couple of spots. Again, there aren't really any rules. You could do as much or as little as you like. Wherever you put the alcohol, it causes the paint to flow away from the alcohol, and again, creating these really cool tie-dye rings or shapes. So that's really about as much as I can do at this point. I can let it sit for an hour or two and come back, and if there's still a few puddles, I could continue to spray it and to move the shapes around. It's really up to you. You can do as much or as little as you like at this point. The product that I'm working with, Fusion Mineral Paint, normally dries quite quickly, but again, because I'm adding the water, it does take several hours for that to fully evaporate out. I've done this technique with other kinds of paints before and had really successful results. So if you are going to experiment with other paint products, it's a great idea to do a test on something other than your furniture piece before you get started, just to make sure that the results you get are what you're looking for. I'm going to leave this as it is for now, and when it's all dry, we'll take a look at the finished piece. I'm really happy with how this piece turned out. I love the fluid watercolor movement that you get here in the piece, as well as these circles that give it a tie-dye effect. I just think it's a really interesting look. But I'm curious to know, what did you think about the technique? Leave that in the comments down below. And as well, if you have any questions, leave those in the comments too. If you're interested in learning more fun DIY techniques like this, remember to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the notification bell, because that's how you'll be alerted every time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here next time.